What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. It's been an exciting couple of weeks working on the old OBS truck that I picked up about a month and a half ago. So I'm going to have a montage video for you of the last 2 weeks worth of work. It's been a bunch of little projects as opposed to one big project, so I'm kind of combining them all together. But it's good content nonetheless. So I hope you guys enjoy. We got the truck back in here today. A lot of the big stuff has been done, so it's kind of some smaller visual things I want to take care of. Mainly we're going to be working on the front end of the truck today, so let's get started. So we're going to be revamping this front end a little bit. These top lights are glass, so they look pretty good. The side markers look good, but these are kind of faded and kind of foggy, so I got some new replacement lights for those. So we're going to get those knocked out real quick on both sides. Should be pretty straightforward. It's like 4 Phillips head screws on each side. Pop the bulbs out, switch the housings, pop them back in. Easy breezy. Run into a little bit of a snag on this very first one. So I got the bulbs out, got the light off, but this metal ring here that goes all the way around the bulb or the housing is like clipped on. So I'm gonna have to bend those up to remove this ring. I may go ahead and throw some paint on it. I got some paint right here. I may go ahead and paint them because they're kind of faded looking. We'll see. Let me get them off and see what they look like. All right, we got this nice little coat of paint on my paint box. I don't like doing it right on the floor. I did a little bit over there, but not too bad. It's about 96 and about 100% humidity, so it's going to take about 3.7 days to dry. So that's it for right now. We'll pick back up on it later. All right, back out here. Paint's dry. Let it set overnight. Looks pretty good. Nice flat black finish. We'll go ahead and pop these back in, put those lights in, see what it looks like. Well, it looks like I may have got the wrong lights. First and foremost, these rings, they don't fit. Let me lay it up here so you can see. So if you got the light, you put this, it's just not big enough to snap down. And then if you go without the rings, it goes this way, right? It's hard to show on the camera, but the light bulbs don't lock in. See, these have a locking tab button thing, and they don't lock into here, and then the notches are not in the right orientation, so whenever these wires were originally set in like this, it's very easy for them to turn enough to line up and pop back out. So I guess these are the wrong lights. Maybe they're for like the newer grill. I don't know. Guess I got to go back. Put my old ones back in. Maybe I'll throw some wax or something on them to try to make them shiny. I don't know. Oh well. I'll find some different ones. Try again. All right, the pickup truck's back in the garage. Now, I know I said we're going to be putting this in for a full exhaust, and that's coming in the future. For now, though, we're just going to do a quick little change. You see the exhaust comes out the side here. So I ordered these turn downs. Fancy guys here. And we're going to cut this off right here behind the muffler, and then pop that guy in right there. Basically take up that part of the pipe. Give it a little more noise on the cheap until I can get it to the performance shop and get a real exhaust put underneath it. I'm kind of holding on that one for now because I know these engines, well, in the past, other engines I've had need a little bit of back pressure, right? And this is not a very high performance engine yet, so if I go and put full headers and free flow cats and mufflers and everything on it, I think I'm gonna take a performance hit. So I would prefer to wait and do that when it's closer to time to actually doing the performance upgrades that I plan for the engine, and kind of do it all together. So we're gonna knock this out to give it a little bit more raspy voice, and that'll tide me over until I can collect all of the equipment I need, or all the parts I need to do the performance upgrades. So let's see what we can break. All right. I'll need a little PPE. Oh, hot bits is flying everywhere. Right to my face. Well, that blade shot completely smooth. See if we got another one. All right, got that crap out of the way. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I had to go get stopped at my buddy's. I was headed to the hardware store, but I remembered my buddy probably had parts, so borrowed his Sawzall with this. I think he's overcompensating with the blade though, I don't know. But we got it cut out. See it in there? So I'm gonna clean up those edges a little bit, and then we're gonna grab these turn down, stick them on there, and then we'll fire it up and see what it sounds like. Alright, got them on there. I couldn't quite get this outer one as far up on the pipe as the other one, but it's got plenty of bite, plenty of meat. I think they look pretty dang good. I mean, like I said, it's just temporary until I can do the full exhaust, but they're on there. Let's see what it sounds like. All right, well, that finishes that one up. If you guys don't believe me how hot it is here, you can see I am drenched. I'm gonna go ahead and clean everything, get back up. I'm gonna return the Sawzall to my buddy down the road, and I'm gonna go in and cool down. So we'll knock this one off the list. I like it. Well, you can add that to the list. That back trim's buzzing now from the new exhaust. One more thing to do. All right, back out here on the truck again. We're gonna work on these parking lights again. I got the right ones this time. We'll check them out. We'll do an unbox real quick, and then we'll get them switched out. So I ordered these off of eBay, and I guess I wasn't paying attention because the rings on these are gray. I don't know if they're raw and ready to paint or if they're painted gray. But I'm just gonna switch the ones that I painted that are on mine, put them on these, switch them out, we'll be good. So I'm gonna get started on that. So these rings come off pretty easy. You just kind of bend these little tabs straight, and then you see there it pops, they pop off just like that. I'm going to get this taken off, get the ring switched over, knock them out. So another thing to watch for on these when you're putting these rings on, they have a direction. So if you put it this way, you see how the tabs right there don't line up with the little pieces. You gotta make sure it goes the right direction, and then they line up right there. And then you just kind of bend them back down over it. You don't really have to because the screws hold them down, but I'm gonna bend them on there. There's also a tab here on the end that lines up with the cutout right there by that screw hole. That's how you can make sure you have the lights on the right side. If you take them both off and you forget, you just line that tab right there with that hole. Alright, so this is the non-changed out side, kind of foggy. And then here's the new side, nice and clear. Alright, one down, one to go. Alright, we got both sides done. It looks so much better. The fogs are clear, the turns are clear, the headlights are clear. Looks like so much of a newer truck. Just that little change. Alright, that's done. Off to the next one. Alright, as you saw earlier in this video, this back trim piece was rattling from the exhaust modification we did. So I've got some Dynamat type stuff left over from Eugene's stereo install. And I'm going to put some of that on here, kind of dampen it down and make it not rattle anymore. Should be pretty straightforward. This thing's always a pain in the butt to get off. These clips are in there and then sometimes they break, like that one broke a little bit, but it's still holding. So I'm going to knock that out real quick and we'll see what it looks like and put it back in there. Alright, I just put some pieces on there and kind of rolled them down with these rollers that came with my kit. So, I mean, I'm not trying to cover the whole thing. I'm just trying to deaden it a little bit so it won't rattle so much. Hopefully that works because I don't have to take this thing off again because I keep breaking the damn... I may run a piece along this too, just for... because it was rattling right in the middle where there's no clip. That's where it was rattling. So I may put a piece along here too and then give it a little bit more deadening. So let me knock that out. Alright, last piece in. Hopefully that deadens it enough to quit rattling. I'm going to throw it in there real quick and then we'll fire it up and see what it sounds like. Alright, so I finally got it back in there. It's a little tougher to put in with that mat on there, but I'm going to play with the throttle a little bit and try to get it in that droney zone and see if it rattles. Good there, no rattles at all. I'm happy about that because it is annoying on the freeway. Just burr the whole way. It sucks. Next on the list is going to be a new cluster. There's nothing wrong with my cluster, but my shifter thing doesn't work and my trip doesn't work. I got this one from a guy on a truck forum. It has a cracked cover, but I'm just going to move the good parts out of his over to mine. So the little pull cable is missing the clip. So this one works. And then the trip on this one will reset. Mine won't reset and it doesn't move. So we'll be taking these apart, switching the good parts over. I want to keep my cluster because I want to keep my mileage and try to keep the truck more original. But we're not doing that tonight because it's hot. Maybe this weekend. And that's really going to wrap it up for this couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll cool down a little bit and we're going to get some more content for you guys. It's just been so oppressively hot here. Hundreds of degrees, over 100 degrees in the garage here, so it's hard to get anything really done. It's just miserable. So hopefully in the next month or so, the temperatures will drop and I can start doing some of the bigger projects. If you guys like what you see, if you want some updates or if you want to keep track of my progress, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or comments, you can comment on the video. I'll go through those and respond to you. But other than that, we're going to finish it off. Hope you guys have a good one and rock on.